Hello, hello. We're gonna get started in 1 minute. I'm just getting everything set up. Hopefully, you're having a great day. So, let me put my camera on. Okay. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. So, if this is your first time joining, welcome. So a quick breakdown on what this class is kind of just a low intensity mobility class. So today we're going to be just doing some neck exercises for some neck pain, some neck tension. We're going to do some lymphatic drainage massage. I'm going to show you a few points, and it's great for headache. So typically this class is usually in 3 parts. So the first one is the sensory warm-up, and that is to kind of wake up the brain and the body before we actually start moving. And then we're going to go into the actual neck movement. And then especially if you're on, you could definitely send some questions in the chat. If you have any pain areas that you want me to focus on, I'll try to hit some. We're going to focus mainly on the neck. If we have some time, maybe knee, but if there's any other areas that you want to see, then maybe we could try to push it in within this 45-minute to hour session. It's usually a little bit shorter, and then after the movement, we do either a breathing exercise or okay, perfect. So someone said they had neck and shoulder pain. So hopefully this will be great. These neck exercises will do maybe a little bit shoulder, and then again the lymphatic massage. So what we're going to be doing is after the movement, we'll end it with a breathing and maybe an eye exercise to just kind of calm the body down a little bit. And so there's just a few rules to go, especially if you're new to the class. So what you want to do is you want to test and retest. So it's a little bit harder to do it with this class, but you could always just kind of do it after. But what you want to do is test something if it's balance, mobility, pain. If it's pain or tightness, try to put it on a scale from 0 to 10 the best you can. Kind of see, especially right now, if there's a little bit of pain, just kind of move. If maybe you're a little bit tight on one side compared to the other side, just do a quick test so you can see your baseline. And then what you want to do is after the session, we're going to retest real quick the same thing, whatever you just tested, and then you want to see if it actually made it better, made it worse, or stayed the same. And then what you want to do is just keep a log, and then you can kind of always just go back and forth to that log when you have the session. And so what we're going to do now is just go ahead and test something real quick. Just take 30 seconds to a minute. We're going to do this sitting and standing, so you can be comfortable. You can do sitting, you can do it laying. So if you're going to do it standing, just go ahead. You can do balance. You can do range of motion. Again, you can do pain. We'll do some of it sitting. So again, whatever's comfortable. You can definitely do this both standing and sitting. So if there's no question, we'll just jump right into it. And then I'll actually put my Instagram handle in the chat if you're joining, because we have a few things going on right now. And so you could always just stay up to date from there. You could always message me. And then again, we'll be back here on Mondays for the rest of the quarter from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific. So what we're going to do is just go ahead. If you're sitting, you can stand up too as well. So I'll do part of it sitting. So if you're sitting, just sit up with kind of like a long spine. Take a deep breath in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eyes, and we're going to work our way down. Hold on, let me actually flip this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eyes. So just take 1 or 2 fingers and lightly kind of dab your eyes. You can use your whole hand. Again, just take a deep breath in and just maintain that long spine while you're doing. So again, just kind of rub around your eyes, take some deep breaths. Again, pay attention. There shouldn't be any pain. If there's any pain, you want to reduce that range. So that's one of the rules too. Never move into pain. And so just kind of dab it. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your whole hand and kind of like your face washing. So kind of come down your face. We're just going to do a quick warm up. And this one, there's no really a time. You don't have to do it for 1 minute or 5 minutes. You can just do it for a few seconds. So you're just stimulating some areas. So go ahead and make some claws. And you're going to go through your hair. So sorry if you are going on a nice date right now or you made your hair. That's okay. But you can put some gel products or hair products, and you can just kind of make your hair at the same time too. And then again, just kind of go down. And then what you're gonna do is go ahead and tuck your chin in towards your chest, and right at the base of the skull, you should feel a little two bones. Just kind of massage it. You can kind of tap it a little bit. Again, just take some deep breaths. Just kind of be focused and present in the moment. So go ahead. And then what you're gonna do is just go down to the ears. Just kind of rub it real quick. Go to the ears. Go behind the ears. And then what you're gonna do is we're gonna go down to the throat. So just kind of put light pressure, and then you can kind of turn your neck side to side. You can go up and down. So again, whatever's just more comfortable for you. And definitely, especially if you're limited on some of the ranges, we're gonna work our way down to the chest. Definitely go what's comfortable to you. So you never want to go into that fetal position, kind of go up to that shoulder, lift your arm up, and just kind of go down here. And come back. So when we're doing any of the movements, if we're stretching, go ahead into the right side. If you're kind of holding your breath, you're kind of going into that fetal position, you might be going a little bit past your range. So you want to always be able to take some deep breath while you're going into the movement. And then kind of, again, just kind of pinch out a little bit. And then same thing, just kind of go down. And then this is great if you want to do it right before you even get up to kind of wake you up a little bit before you start getting ready. And it could be like 30 seconds, so you could be really quick. And especially if like you want to do upper body, you could just kind of do your face, your neck. You don't have to do this whole body. So now for the just go ahead and go down to the ribs and then kind of to the stomach. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna stand up so we can do the lower part of the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and stand up. Let me just adjust the camera. That's the best I can do. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is if you're standing up, just kind of like you're going and traveling. You're at the TSA airport and you got lucky enough to get frisked. So just kind of pat your leg down. Again, go what's comfortable to you. So if you can go to your toes, then go ahead and touch your toes. You want to go to the front and then slowly just come back up to the back. And then just do the same thing. But if you're limited and it's really struggling, you start holding your breath when you go past your knee, then just kind of go back up here and just kind of rub your leg. And you can do this thing sitting down too, so it might be a little bit hard to see, but you can kind of imagine just putting your leg on the floor and just kind of rubbing here. And again, you don't have to use your hands. You can use a towel. You can use like a tennis ball, a dry brush, like a toothbrush. You can kind of brush around. So all of these will give you different sensations. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bounce on the feet a little bit and just kind of swing your arms to get the blood flowing a little bit. And then just take a deep breath in. And then exhale. And then that's it for the sensory warm. So now what we're going to be doing is, again, neck. We'll do a little bit of shoulder because someone mentioned they have a little bit of shoulder pain. So we're going to really just kind of focus on kind of the upper body. And then again, put in the chat if you have some pain and you need, we'll be back here Monday, so it can always just kind of tailor to your needs instead of just kind of going through the whole body, which is also great. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you're sitting, go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. Take a deep breath in. Again, keep that long spine. And then what we're going to do is you're going to just slowly just turn your neck side to side. Again, whatever is more comfortable. So again, if you're tight on one side, don't press, don't kind of overdo it. Just kind of go side to side. And even if you're kind of limited right here, you could even go here. But now what I want you to do as you're going side to side, I want you to actually take your eyes, and as we're turning to the left, take your eyes and try to look over your left shoulder without turning your upper body. And that might help kind of unlock and give you a little bit more range. And then go to the right, take your eyes again over your right shoulder. And then again, you could do different speeds. So right now I'm just going a little bit slower so you can kind of just get the movement. But you could definitely go faster, especially if this is a little bit easier for you. You could definitely kind of go a little bit faster. Here, you could go slower and then faster. So every speed is going to be a little bit different. So again, just kind of see what's good for you. Now the next one, we're just going to kind of go up. And we're going to go down. And then as you're going down, try to tuck your chin into your chest and then kind of come up. And do the same thing with your eyes. So as you're going up, look up. And then as you're coming down, look down. And again, make sure you're breathing and paying attention to your body. Make sure you're not maybe like tensing your hand as you're going up, because especially if you have like a neck injury or upper body injury, you might have maybe be tensing up. And so if you do realize you might be tensing up your hand or some other body part while you're doing this, just stop the exercise. So imagine I'm kind of making a fist right now. So just take a deep breath in, kind of relax it, kind of just stop the exercise and then continue. And then every time you notice kind of going into that maybe fist again, just kind of take a deep breath in and then relax it again. And then that's going to kind of break that cycle where maybe if you have hand pain, it might be associated with your shoulder, your neck, because your whole body's connected. So this is the way to kind of end that cycle and kind of create a new map. So the next one we're going to do is you're going to just go side to side from ear just to your shoulder. Again, your eyes down. And then again, if it feels good, so especially if it's tight, you could hold it there. You don't have to exactly follow. I'm just kind of give you some direction. But definitely, you could hold it there for 5-10 seconds. You could close your eyes, just take some deep breaths, or you could go a little bit faster. So again, whatever is more comfortable for you, because one exercise might be great for someone, while it might make someone else a little bit worse. So again, do what's comfortable for you, and then that way you could definitely kind of keep going to see what's good for your body. And then now the next one we're going to do is I'll turn to the side a little bit so you can see. You're going to, against with your long spine, you're going to kind of go forward as much as you can, and then you're going to kind of go back with a nice double chin, and then kind of go forward again. And then again, you should feel it a little bit stretching in different parts of the neck, kind of going forward, kind of going back, take that deep breath in, go back here. And again, just kind of see how your body's reacting. Because again, different positions might kind of trigger some different responses in the body. So you want to just kind of take it slow at first and just kind of see what's happening. Are you kind of lifting your shoulders up? Are you tensing? Are you holding your breath? So these are all signs to kind of see what's happening. And it can all relate to maybe past trauma that you might have had to your body. Because your body, you might forget, but your brain and your body really don't forget what happened to you maybe when you were younger. And so in certain movements, it might come up and you might have some shoulder pain and you might realize what happened. And then say when you were 15 or so, you had a shoulder injury that you completely forgot about. So these are all things you can just work through. And now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of combine a few of the same drills we just did. So now what we're going to do is you're going to take your nose, take a deep breath in again, and we're going to make a figure 8. So again, just go really slow at first. And then once you get comfortable with the movement, then you can definitely go a little bit faster. So again, whatever is more comfortable for you. We'll just do a few. And then now let's go reverse. So go the same thing, but just go opposite side. And then just focus on the deep breathing. Perfect. And then now what we're going to do is you're going to imagine that you have, I'll turn again, like a little rope on top of your head, like a little band. And what you're going to do is you're going to tuck your chin in toward your chest the best you can. Again, try to avoid that you're not kind of slouching. Even if you could only do a little bit, it's better to do just a little bit than kind of going like this and touching it, because now you're kind of working your upper back and you want to kind of try to keep that separate. So as you kind of tuck your chin in toward your chest, imagine that rope or band on your head. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of pull it and slide it. So you're going to kind of go down, pull that rope, and kind of slide it up. So you're going to kind of go down, take that rope, and slide it up. And you could actually take, I don't have a band with me, but what we can do is you could actually put a band, a towel, just be safe. You can add a little bit of resistance as you're holding that towel or that band. You can kind of actually physically pull your head up. But again, if you're doing a band or a towel, just be safe, because you want to, especially if you're tight, you want to kind of over pull your head or your neck. And now the same thing, we're just going to do side to side. So I'll demonstrate real quick. So you're going to kind of go side to side. And it might be a little bit difficult to kind of go side to side. So what I like to do is just take your 2 fingers. There's a comment, I'll get to it in a second. So you just put your fingers side to side. And what you can do is you can kind of touch your cheek towards your finger, and that's going to kind of give you that movement a little bit side to side. or you could kind of go really close and just kind of go side to side. And then once you get more comfortable with it, you could spread it here. But what I don't want you to do is you're really good here, and then all of a sudden you're here, and then you're kind of going, man, I'm great. You're like all the way out here, and you're like really touching it. So now you're just kind of doing that first exercise, you're going side to side. You really want to kind of just isolate here to here. Again, if it's just small movements, it's better than kind of tilting your head. And the way to actually do it is, it might be a little bit hard right now, but if you had a mirror in front of you and you're brushing your teeth, especially if you're brushing your teeth, you could just kind of go side to side with your toothbrush, just kind of isolating your neck. And now the last thing we're going to do on the neck is we're going to combine all force of that forward movement and side to side into kind of just a 360 circle. So I'll turn a little bit to the side. So what you're going to do is, again, go forward a little bit, take that deep breath in, go to the side. Again, make sure you're not tilting your shoulders or your head. Again, you can use your fingers if you like. Go back to the side and then forward. So I'll do kind of directly on. So forward, to the side, back, side, and forward. So again, if you don't need it, you can kind of go side to side, forward. But again, make sure when you're not turning here. You could use, if you're sitting, you could put your hands on the armrest. You could kind of just go side to side, and then you can kind of feel if you're actually turning. I'm on a swivel chair, so I could actually feel if I'm actually turning. So these are all things to be aware of. So if you're actually kind of turning your upper body, again, take that deep breath in, and then just kind of restart. So that's going to kind of break that connection. And then now let's just do a few going the opposite way. So again, go forward, take a deep breath in, to the side, back, side, forward. And then again, if it feels good, just kind of hold it there for a few seconds. Kind of go forward, to the side, back, here, forward, to the side, back, and here. And then, so that's good for the neck movement. So hopefully you already feel a little bit looser. So if you did maybe test range of motion or pain, you could go ahead and kind of assess it while we're working to our next exercise. And you can kind of see if it made it better or made it worse. So these are kind of things to keep in mind as you're going and testing these exercises. So then now the next thing, we'll do a little bit kind of working our way down to the shoulders, and we'll do a little bit of nerve stimulation. So as we're doing nerve stimulation, just make sure it could be a little bit tender and a little bit painful. So what you want to do is keep it to a pain of 3 or less. You don't want to go higher than a 3. You don't want to be doing the exercise and it might be a 7. You're like, he said, keep doing it, keep pushing it. So for this exercise, you definitely want to keep the pain to a minimum. And I'll show you different ways you can do different resistance and tension on the nerve. So the first thing you'll do is, again, as you're sitting, you can do this standing up as well. Take your arm, we'll do the right hand first, kind of make a 90 degree. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of drop it down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of move your arm across your body. So the elbow isn't directly in front. You don't want to go so much that you're actually turning. Again, just go what's comfortable. For me, this is comfortable. You can go out here, again, whatever is more comfortable for you. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go take your neck and you're going to kind of go towards your fingers. So now you might already feel kind of a stretch. And so if this is already a little bit tingling, if it's a little bit painful, then just kind of stop here. And if you want to reduce the tension, you could always kind of go back on your arm. So again, now you're towards your fingers. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your chin and you're going to kind of go towards your left chest. So as you're here, you're going to kind of go towards your left chest. You should really kind of feel it stretching a little bit here. Again, just take a deep breath in and just do like 4 or 5 nods. And then go ahead and shake off, especially if you have any tension. And we'll just do the same thing on the same hand. on the opposite hand. So again, just take the 90 degree like that. Drop it down. Kind of come across, again, whatever's comfortable. Take your neck, go towards your fingers, and then now you're going to go towards that right chest. And then again, you should kind of feel it stretching a little bit as you're nodding. And again, 4 to 5. You could do a little bit longer. You could hold it. So again, there's different variations what you can do. And again, kind of just shake off any tension that you might have. Now the next one we're going to do is, this one's really great, especially if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and your neck is hurting, it's really sore all day. So this one's a great exercise for that. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to start with the right shoulder again. You're going to lift up Lift up, and then what you're gonna do is kind of take your shoulder, press it back. So you lift your shoulder up and then press it back. And then again, you should be adding some tension. Again, see if this is okay. If you want to add tension, then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of just push your shoulder down a little bit. So you're going to kind of go up, back, and then down. Or you could go up and back again. See different variations on how it feels. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your neck, go to the opposite side. So now again, you should feel it stretching, but maybe a little bit lower on the shoulder. And as what you're gonna do is just take a deep breath in and slowly kind of roll your neck around. And again, pay attention. Again, if it's a little bit too much tension, you could always kind of lift your shoulder up, or you could kind of bring it forward, and that might take some tension off that nerve. So again, just kind of go a few times, and then just go to the opposite side. So left and right. And again, pay attention to your body. Make sure you're not tensing up, because you might be okay on one side and all of a sudden you start going the other side and you kind of like hunched over, your eyes are closed, and you look and you're staring at the floor instead of straight. So again, just take your time with it and just kind of see how your body's responding to each movement. And then just kind of just shake off if there's any tension or tingling. And then now let's do the same thing with the left side. So go ahead and lift your left shoulder up and then kind of pinch. It might be a little bit hard, so then pinch the shoulder blade back a little bit. And you can bring it down, or you could leave it in that position and then tilt your head to the opposite side. See how that feels? Take a deep breath in and then slowly again just kind of go around. And then again, if it's, say you're going around and right here you're really limited and it's kind of like a sticking point and not kind of putting extra pressure, you don't have to go all the way. You can just kind of stop and then kind of come all the way back. You don't really have to go through that pain and go through that sticking point. So what you can do is, say you're getting stuck right here, take a deep breath in, and you're going back, take a deep breath in, and then see if you could go a little past. And then just kind of work on it. And then let's go the opposite side, just in case if we didn't do it. And just kind of then go 2 or 3 times. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just do a quick, I'll show you a few where the lymph nodes are a little bit on the face, and where you could do quick massages real quick. And then I'll get to, someone left a question, so I'll try to get to that at the end. If you have a toothbrush on hand, a new toothbrush, you don't have to use your own toothbrush, go ahead and grab that. I'll show you a quick like dry brush. You could use your toothbrush. I don't have one, so I'll just kind of use my finger as my brush when we're doing it. Or you can just kind of, you don't have to run and grab your toothbrush. You can just wait, and then you could get like a 99-cent toothbrush and just use that for dry brushing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work the one right by the sinus. So kind of right next to your nostrils. And so what you're going to do is kind of like a sensory neural, where you just kind of, you could take your knuckles and just kind of rub here, right in between your nostril again. Take your time with it. It shouldn't hurt. You shouldn't be like pressing on it. It shouldn't be so red. It should be nice and smooth, because some of the lymph nodes are actually right under the surface of the skin, so you don't actually have to apply so much pressure. And if you're doing like foam rolling and stuff on them, that can actually make it worse, because what happened is they're so close to the skin that they actually compress with pressure. And so if you're doing foam rolling, it could actually worsen it, because it's not actually releasing some of the toxin. And so for those of you who don't know, the lymphatic system main responsibility is to kind of just get rid of the toxins in your body. So sometimes when there's buildup in the nodes, it could cause sluggishness and energy drain and just maybe infections and disease. It just kind of helps with your whole immune system. So going back, so after we just kind of rubbed it, now just take 1 or 2 fingers, again, whatever's comfortable, and do slow circles, kind of just going up and around. And then just do clockwise, do counterclockwise. Again, time doesn't really matter. You do it for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute. Again, whatever is more comfortable for you. And then what you're going to do is at the same time, just take 1 or 2 fingers and just lightly tap kind of the same area that you were just in. Kind of go around your nose and come back up. And then if you had your toothbrush on hand, so imagine this is my toothbrush, you would just do the same thing. and just kind of brush the same area that you just kind of tapped, and then do the same thing here. And then you don't have to have a toothbrush, you could use a towel too. That'll give you a little bit different sensation. And so that's kind of, you can do that as dry brushing as well. So now the next one we're gonna do is, there's that little hole kind of right behind that earlobe. Again, just lightly tap on it. And you could press a little bit to see if it's a little bit tender, just to kind of feel where it is. So it's, it might be a little bit hard to see, but for me, it's right behind the ear is a little bit, it feels like a little gap, and then you're gonna work your way down. So again, just do a quick kind of rub, like a sensory warm up, just going from the ear down to the collarbone. And then what you're gonna do is, you're gonna again take your two fingers and then slowly do 6 circles down to the collarbone. And then kind of come back up. Again, pay attention to your body. Again, this should be more relaxing. This shouldn't be really painful. If it is, and then go ahead and just kind of rub to the other side. We'll kind of just switch back and forth. Definitely use less pressure as you're doing this. And come back down. And then we'll go back to the right side. And then again, just kind of lightly tap. Just in that same area, kind of going all the way down to that collarbone. And then coming back up. And then you can do this 2 times, 3 times, going up or back and forth. And then just do the same thing, kind of tapping here. And then you would take your brush, your toothbrush or whatever it is, and then again, just make gentle strokes as you're going down your neck. Kind of come back up. And then same thing here. Okay, time. So that's what, if you had your toothbrush or some towel or something that you could move to give you a different sensation. We'll do 2 more on the face, and then we'll work our way to the eye and breathing exercise. If you had any questions, I could always stick around for a few minutes after. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and clench your jaw, and you should feel a little muscle kind of popping up after here. And that's kind of the area we wanna focus on. So as you're clenching, again, pay attention, make sure you're not kind of leaning forward, and if you're standing up, do the same thing, make sure you're not kind of leaning forward as you're doing this. And this same thing, just kind of rub it. You could clench your teeth if you like, so you know the area, or you could kind of relax, again, just kind of rub it real quick. And then at the same time, just do some circles around the jaw, kind of come down. Hopefully and then again, just tap it, and we'll do 1 more, and we'll do maybe an eye exercise and breathing exercise to kind of just end the night. It's usually about a 40-minute or so, 30-minute sometimes, but and again, if you have any questions, I could definitely stick around after. Again, just if you had your brush, you just kind of I'm just kind of showing you, so hopefully you don't forget. And then kind of come down here. And then the last one we're going to focus on is, if you just kind of follow your eyebrows, right at the end of your eyebrow, kind of almost align with your eye socket. You're just going to kind of, again, just do the same thing where you kind of rub it. Again, you could take your knuckles, the flat part, just kind of do here. You could do your whole eyebrows if you like. I'm really focusing just kind of on the end part. Again, it's all the same movements, just small circles. Again, keep the pressure light. You shouldn't be in pain while you're doing this. Again, I just noticed that I was kind of leaning forward a little bit, so then I just took a deep breath in, and then just kind of straighten my posture. And then again, just go clockwise, counterclockwise, and go ahead and tap. Just kind of in that same area. And then again, even though we're working with the jaw and the eyebrows now and behind the ears, it could still affect not even your neck, your shoulders, but maybe the rest of your body. So it's always just good to kind of pay attention to what's happening with the whole body. Again, if you take your brush, just kind of, again, just brush a little bit side to side. Again, so you could do like angling up, like you're kind of combing your hair. You go down, or you could do circles. So again, with the brush, you just want to be in the same area as the circles and the tapping. And so that's kind of it for kind of the main areas for the face. So every class will kind of do a different part of the body. There's some right on your collarbone, your axillary, your right on your stomach. This is especially if you have a lot of gut issues and stuff, and then we work our way to the hips and knees. So each week we'll try to focus on one with, like, if we're going to do shoulders and wrists and elbows, and we'll work on hopefully maybe that area will kind of keep that aligned. And so with any pressure, it always likes to go from high to low. So your neck kind of takes all from your lower body going to your head going down. So your neck is kind of a main area. So sometimes there's common blockages in your neck. And so kind of doing this simple massage can kind of release that, and then any of the toxins maybe built up will kind of go back into that lower pressure area. So just kind of doing that, you may feel a little bit better. Hopefully you do feel better by now, by the end of this session. And so now what we're going to do is we're just going to do a few eye exercises. Again, the eye exercise kind of helps stimulate some of the cranial nerves that we normally can't get to by just doing simple movements. And so some of the nerves, especially you can see with vertical if you're looking, or if you get seasick, the eyes play a huge, and your ears, right? So your eyes kind of connect to your ears, and that's a way to kind of help with your vestibular system. So what we're going to do, again, this one you can kind of do sitting down, and then you can work your way standing up, especially if you're new to eye exercises. So what you can do is we're going to just take your finger, pick a point on your finger. If you have a pen with you, go ahead and grab that pen, especially if it has any writing, just pick a letter on that pen. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that finger or pen or whatever it is, take a deep breath in, and what you're going to do is you're going to slowly bring that finger towards your nose. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your eyes and you're going to kind of look in the distance. So if there's a window, a picture, or someone in the distance, go ahead and look at them. And then as you're looking in the distance, go ahead and kind of bring your finger out and then restart that same thing. So again, you're going to bring it in, and then this one should be really slow. You shouldn't kind of going fast. Just go really slow, and then again, look out in the distance. You can close your eyes if you want, and then kind of reset. So we'll just do that maybe 3 more times since we already did that. So as you're coming in, take a deep breath in. And pay attention, make sure you're not having dizziness or headaches, especially if you're new to the eye exercise. If you are, then again, reduce that range. So instead of going all the way to your nose, just go about halfway. Especially if you get headaches or anything, just definitely don't kind of push to it. Just again, go whatever's comfortable, and then you can kind of reset. So as you're going here, slowly, 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 look out, and then kind of come back out. So just do it one more time. Again, pay attention. I keep saying it, but it's very important to pay attention and just be aware of the body and how it's reacting. So now the last eye exercise, and we'll just do a quick breathing, and then that'll be it for today's session. So what we're going to do is, again, you're going to take your finger, and what we're going to do is you're going to kind of go in a clockwise direction. So as you're going, you're going to go up, and then again, go whatever's comfortable. So I'll move back a little bit. So you're going to go up. And make sure you're not looking up with your head, but rather with just your eyes. You're going to just follow with your eyes. And what you can do is you can keep your finger on your chin, so you could see if you're actually moving. Especially when you're like 3 o'clock, you can see if you're actually turning, and you can kind of bring your face back. So again, just slowly go up to 12 o'clock, and then go 1, 2, 3. Again, follow with your eyes. Make sure you're not turning. If you realize you keep turning, then you might just be going a little bit too far. So again, go whatever's comfortable. You could always start small, and then you could always go out. And then as you're coming down to 6 o'clock, what you can do is you can just switch your fingers or your pen at 6 o'clock, so that way you can still get a little bit of rain. Again, pay attention. Take some deep breaths in, and then as you get to 12 o'clock, now we're just going to go counterclockwise. So as you're at 12 o'clock, kind of go back, down, come around. Again, when you're at 6 o'clock, go ahead and switch if you like. It's just, I prefer it's a little bit easier. Come back up, and we're just going to do one more full round. So again, just go around. Again, if you feel like you're getting dizzy, if it feels like it's a little bit tight and tension, then bring it in. You don't have to go out, especially if you haven't done this ever. You could be very sore. And then we're going to show you, it's a quick, just kind of an eye reset, especially nowadays with all the Zoom meetings, this will be a great just kind of a reset. And then as you're going slow in the beginning, just to get the hang of it, then you could definitely go a little bit faster. So I'll just demonstrate. So we were going a little bit slow, but what you can do is you can definitely go a little bit faster, especially if you're an athlete or you're in a high performance environment. You can definitely go a little bit faster because you want to kind of mimic your environment, but always, even if you're in that high performance environment, you still want to start off slow because you want to get the mechanics and the movement right before you just kind of swing your arm, kind of like you're that race car driver. And then what you can do, then there's different variations. So instead of moving your eyes around and keeping your head still, then you can keep your finger still in the middle. And then now you can just move your head and kind of come down and move as the same thing. So you're kind of going around the clock. And then you can do the same thing. So you could do one where you move only the eyes, and the other one you keep your eyes fixated on your finger, the pen, whatever it is, and then just kind of move your head into that direction. So now what we'll do is we'll just kind of end on a quick breathing exercise. So what we'll do is I'll try to set a timer. So I'll set a timer. We'll do it for 1 minute. We're just going to do a kind of like a sensory deprivation breathing. So what we're going to do again, just make sure you're in a relaxed state, kind of again with that spine, the long spine. What you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb, you're going to kind of close your ears. What you're going to do is then you're going to take your hand and you're going to go over your eyes. Take a deep breath in and just make sure there's no light coming in. Again, just put light pressure. You could even put a towel over, you could put some earmuffs. So there's different things what you can do. So this is just an easy one we're going to do. And what you're going to do is just going to just take a deep breath in. And as you're taking a deep breath in, make sure you're kind of filling up your lower abdomen. You're really working kind of your diaphragm. You don't want to just kind of breathe from your chest. You want to go kind of really expand. Imagine that you have a belt around your belly and you're really just kind of pressing your belly into that belt. And then if you can, you could exhale through your nostril, through the mouth is okay too. And we'll just do it for 1 minute. I'll set a timer. Take your time. I won't say anything until the end. So we'll start right now. So go ahead. And then go ahead and just release your hands and then just keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and then go ahead and lift your hands up and then exhale and bring your hands down. So that's it for today's session. I'll stick around for a few minutes after, but the people not on the Instagram, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just put my Instagram handle on, so you can definitely reach out to me throughout the week. If you have any questions, if there's something that you need help with, I'm here to help. Definitely just DM me, see how it's going. If you need any advice, definitely just let me know. So I'm glad, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So definitely just reach out to me. Otherwise, I will be back next Monday. And we'll probably focus, if there's no other comments, we'll probably just work our way down to the body. So we'll probably do shoulders, elbows, wrists. The next one, chest, upper back, lower back, hips, knees, ankles. But if you do have primary, we'll definitely focus on that and come back. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, low back is one of the big ones. Low back, hips, knees, those are usually the common areas. But again, with the way the body is, just because you have low back, it might not be low back. It could be tight hips, it could be knees, it could even be your ankles and feet. So that's why we're going to kind of go through all the body parts, because we might do some foot exercise, you might be doing some ankle circles, and then all of a sudden your shoulder might be hurting, and you might be kind of saying, why is my ankle hurting when my shoulder is hurting, and stuff like that. So that's why we'll go through the body 1 week at a time. Again, if you have any questions, then I'll try to post some quick reels on Instagram. And again, have a great rest of the evening, great rest of the week, and we will see you back next Monday. So again, if you have any questions, I'll stick around for a few minutes. Otherwise, just have a great rest of the evening. Thank you.